Hey guys, welcome! I made a YouTube video almost 5 years ago where I talked about my phone addiction, and in general, since then, it has gotten worse. I also had a friend who got a safe and put his phone into it for the whole day, but he got withdrawal symptoms and I asked myself, what is happening? There are so many ways how you can reduce your time on your smartphone. For example, putting timers on apps, putting your phone away for a few hours. But then you catch yourself doing the same thing again and then you have to fight it to get out of it. It's a cycle. There are also cool devices where you can lock apps with something physical, and when you go outside you can't open these apps until you're home and put your smartphone against that object, then you can access those apps again. Over the years, none of these methods worked for me. I always ended up at the same point I wanted to escape from. I got extremely angry because this is my life. I want to be in control and do things I want to do. And if I take my phone and I keep scrolling, it's not because I want to learn something I want to do with intention. Mostly I caught myself doing it because I want to soothe myself, calm down, because there's so much going on, but when I put it away, all that comes up again. It's a way to distract yourself from yourself, even though there's nothing bad about you, and we can learn how to be with ourselves, and it's beautiful to be with yourself. A smartphone is an all-in-one device. You can do your phone calls, do all types of communication with people, even romantic communication. I have seen that with friends. They don't see the person they have romantic feelings for in real life. They chat or FaceTime, and then they get the biggest heartbreak of their life because they lived in their imagination. And not just romantic relationships, also friendships. How often do you see your friends? How often do you send voice messages instead of meeting up for 1 hour and spending time together? What I want to show you in this video, if you want to distance yourself from your smartphone and interact with real life again, the actual problem I recognized is that I, or many other people, have shaped their lives around one device. It's an all-in-one device, a smartphone. You can do anything with it, and because it's so convenient, because it's a touch screen, you don't have to wait that much. It's the least resistant path, we take it naturally. Back then, the focus was more on one device doing one thing. This way, the things you do are more intentional. I spent the last months finding the right devices for myself, and I tried to film the last 3 weeks working with these devices because I thought I might inspire and help some of you who also struggle with the same problems and feel like their life is not really in their own control. I searched for a flip phone and I thought approaching this whole topic with a less serious device would take some tension out of it. Also, none of these things I show you are sponsored or anything. What I love about this phone is not just the packaging, but also the experience. I also worked as a graphic designer, and the packaging, the marketing, just everything about this phone is on point. And I'm super happy that a device like this uses these tools to bring it closer to users. No matter how good or helpful a product is, if the marketing is not good, it won't reach people. I also really like that this device has a USB-C cable, the same I charge my smartphone with. I can go 3 days without charging this phone, but I know old phones used to go way longer. You can also customize your whole phone. I did not put it on because it's too overstimulating for me, because this is already enough. I enjoy it this way. When I pull out a black Nokia phone, what will people think about me? What will people think about me if I pull out this pink Barbie phone? I will get 2 different reactions for sure. The first thing you do when you have a new phone is select a ringtone. Let's choose one. No. I can only select 5 songs, which is actually nice. I don't have to choose from so much stuff. Yeah. That's nice. These are the 2 phones I own. One is for my private life. I bought this 5 years ago. It's an iPhone 11 and it's also in black and white. It helps me to treat it like a phone. And I bought this phone here 2 years ago. It's just for work and everything that you see online. This device is sometimes problematic for me. And once I'm done with work, I like to turn it off, so it does not exist. My actual problem in my private life is that many people contact me through WhatsApp and send me voice messages instead of going outside and do something together. I still have all my apps on this phone. I put my SIM card into this one here, and people can still send me voice messages or FaceTime me. I can't change the people who want to communicate that way. The only thing I can do is distance myself more and more and find a new environment where people really like to meet up. That means sports clubs, book clubs, or many other things that I will find out over time because I have to. These people who send me voice messages, they just live 20 minutes away from me. I like to hear what they have to say, but we can meet up. You can come visit me. I can come visit you. We can go and sit by the lake. We don't even have to spend money to meet up. I don't think I'm the only one who feels this way. And I know once I distance myself, I'll find people who enjoy meeting up. And I just hate it that I feel like, okay, I have to keep this phone with me. Even though I turn it black and white, there's still some temptation and distraction that I can do with this device. When I have this phone for too long in my hand, I just want to throw it against the wall because it makes me do things I don't want to do. And this here is limited. I can just do phone calls and that's it, because everything else is too complicated. I'm not going on the internet because I don't have any touch screen. It's too slow. It's complicated. If you want to do something less, it has to be complicated to get to that place. I feel way more comfortable carrying this one here around and also pulling it out in public. Some friends of mine saw this and they were like, oh my god, diva, slay, iconic. Because it is, it's so nostalgic. I have this phone now since 3 weeks and I really like it. I've been using it the whole time. I also did my phone calls on this. I also got some letters about my electricity and I did these phone calls just with this one here. Yeah, maybe I can inspire some people to get this fun device. You don't have to buy these things new. They are also really old phones. Also the Japanese ones, they are crazy, but I did not have enough time to research. I was a bit lazy this time. I just want to inspire you to see that there are more things than you get advertised most of the time. Another huge problem I had in the morning, I like to listen to music because it lifts me up. And when I picked up this phone, I went on a certain app and I kept scrolling for half an hour, and then I checked my emails and I saw something that triggered me and my whole mood was gone. To have all-in-one and such an easy access makes me jump around these apps, even though I had a whole different intention in the beginning. This device runs on iOS, that means I don't have the usual apps on here, but I still want to listen to my music. How do I do this? Let me show you a way I figured out for myself. Today I was awake since 6 a.m. and now it's almost 1 p.m. I want to go outside. This is my beach towel in case I go into the water. Do you know what I was thinking? I saw my earpods and I told myself I wish my MP3 player arrived, and it will arrive actually today. Okay, let me check my laptop. I deleted Amazon from my phone because I was doing too many impulse purchases. Not good. Zustellung heute zwischen 12. I think he threw it into my mailbox. My independence is here. This looks like the iPod, but it has updated hardware, so you can charge it with an USB-C. Let me turn it on first. Okay, I'll go with German. Wow. My screen is not flickering here. Why? Okay, here, look. So the cool thing about this is I can also customize it. I think you have to get Rockbox on your laptop, and then you can download different themes, and there are so many beautiful themes you can select from. Nowadays, this customization thing, make it yours, is gone. You are an individual, you have your own taste. And how sad is it if you can't express it? This is stuff I did when I was a teenager. Going on the internet, watching tutorials, and this took me 3 hours to understand and figure out, but I appreciate this device even more. Here I can mix my own background color. Once I solved and figured it out, I felt so satisfied and liked to keep this device around me even more. And the cool thing is, I have playlists. This was very important for me. I have been looking for MP3 players for 2 months on the internet. And at first I wanted to have these old ones. I was looking at iPods, the really small ones and the shuffle ones. I don't really want to search the whole time for music or play it on random. Would love to have playlists. And then I saw the iPods with the screen, the more evolved ones. They were so expensive. I'm not going to spend 300 euro on an iPod, on a music player. And this one here is not that expensive. I spent 60 euro. In my mind, I wanted to spend only 20 euro, but I did not want to shuffle the whole time, get random music. I really wanted playlists. A question I don't really want to leave you alone with if I show you an MP3 player. How do you get your music? First obvious way is supporting other artists and buying their albums. Especially smaller artists, you can support them through, for example, Bandcamp. YouTube also has many tutorials where people show it. I also recommend you to always read the comments. And for public domain music, you can also use the software SoulSeek. It's a peer-to-peer software. That means I can access from my computer a folder on a computer from someone else. I just type in what I'm looking for and then I can download it. But never download .exe files or anything else except .mp3 or .flac, because otherwise you could download a virus, but with MP3 and FLAC nothing can go wrong. I also have a friend who is a DJ, and I talked about her about my MP3 player, and she said, oh, this reminds me of myself when I downloaded music to create the DJ sets. But it was a lot of work, but in the end it felt like it's something I have done and it felt completed and I was fulfilled. For some reason this device feels so friendly to me. I think it's important that you just listen to yourself how something makes you feel. Intention. Do things with intention. This here is my jewelry making kit. Whenever you see me wearing these types of necklaces, mostly I have made them myself. A few weeks ago I still had a huge box and I just sorted things out, and now I just feel way more drawn to make jewelry again. I don't know, I think it's just something so fascinating. When you have too many things, you can't do anything. I just freeze. For some reason, when I have less things, I do more, I create more, I live more. I feel like it also clearly shows when I mix my colors. I only have 9 to 10 colors and I make such gorgeous palettes, right? Good morning. So I have this camera since 2 years, but I haven't used it yet because whenever I went outside I had my smartphone and I filmed with that one, and when I'm inside I have my huge cinematic camera, and obviously I cannot take this with me when I go outside and have this phone with me, so I'll use this. And I believe I might film a bit more when I'm outside because this thing here, hello, feels way more intentional. I personally feel a bit behind with my knowledge. I'm craving knowledge, so I'll go outside with this phone take my book, and I just live 20 minutes away from the beach. It's a beautiful sunny day. Let's go. I'm ready for the beach. This is my outfit. I always love to wear shorts underneath my skirts. That's really easy, so I can switch my bikini. This is my beach towel, a microfiber towel after I was in the ocean. This is just stuff like this. When I go into the ocean, my lashes are like this and I just like to lift them up. My lipstick kit, it's beeswax and a lip liner, after sun, and deodorant. And this bag is really interesting. I have my iPod, my phone, my travel camera, earplugs. This is my don't talk to me bag. Okay, I'm ready. Let's go. I want to find a space where I have a bit of shadow, because I get tired if I'm too much in the sun. I want to read and concentrate. Morning. I've been awake since 5 a.m. and I was already outside because you need to see the sky and the light without glass in between your windows. So you signalize your body through your eyes that it's daytime. Now it's 5:30 and I'm going to do my master study for Patreon. This is the one I did last month. It looks really nice. And for this month, I'll do this one here. The videos are in real time. I'm going to paint now for a few hours. I began my first master copies 7 years ago because I never understood how on earth someone can paint such beautiful paintings. Copying the works of artists you admire is a tradition artists have been doing for centuries. They used to travel to different countries to study and copy masterpieces. Today we can see each painting from all around the world just through our screens and learn from them immediately. Master studies have been a big part of my journey to becoming an artist. I'm doing another giveaway. To participate, just sign up to my newsletter on valerielin.com or click the link in the description box. And on August 23rd, I'll select one lucky winner and you will receive these 2 paintings. It doesn't matter where you live, anyone can participate. I have read that carrot juice is really healthy, but I can't drink it, so I have mixed it with a bit of orange juice. I really want to give it a try to drink more vegetables. It's 4 p.m. and I'm almost done with my painting process for Patreon. And this is my outfit, super chill today. And look, this is so cute. I just pull out my MP3 player and I listen to my music. And again, I'll just take my phone and my small camera. I have a monthly train ticket and that's on my phone as a QR code. And I just printed it out. Somehow they understand it that I don't carry a smartphone with me. Maybe it's, I don't know, people understand that sometimes you just need a break. Do you know what I love about this beach is that over here is all trees. I have nature and beach. Often it's just the street right behind me. Let's find a nice spot. Whenever you sit down, there are always some birds watching you if you have food. And then they will slowly sneak up to you. And when you go swimming, they will just grab your bag and take out what's inside. Here's my ticket. It's raining. Good morning. Let's finish the master study. So every month I upload one process video on my Patreon, and it does not really matter when you subscribe. Even if you subscribe one day before the month is over, you will still receive the files as a download link. That means you can keep it forever, and at the end of the month the process video is gone from my Patreon and is uploaded into my shop at a higher price, because on Patreon you get it as a reduced price for supporting me over multiple months. Also, you get access to my Discord community where you can share, or you have to share your artwork with the community, because that helps you to get it done and to share it. You will also receive access to my older podcasts. I hope in the future I will begin again, and I believe overall it's a beautiful way to begin with your painting and improve, and also you support my work. Thank you so much. If you want to join us, click the link in the description box. Good morning. It's 9 a.m. and a store opens up in half an hour, and we will go there together because there are some toys from my childhood which have a comeback, and I want to show you that stuff. It's Diddle. Do you know Diddle? I used to collect it, and somehow it also reminds me of my mom, because whenever I went to the mall with my mom, I was allowed to get one thing, and also to my birthday she like the prettiest presents. She was also my age back then when she got me these things. This will be my outfit. One thing I have learned when pairing white clothes is white is not just white. There is warm white and cold white. Warm white means that you see a little bit of yellow, brown, red. Warm white is this. This is warm. See, this is cold white and this is warm. I'll also take this phone with me because carrying this in the store is a bit suspicious. It's so warm and sunny. What I was looking for was already sold out, but I have 2 more stores. Maybe I'll find it there. I still have to wait a few minutes until the stores open, but I love to walk through my hometown. It's so cute. So what my hometown is really famous for are these tall buildings. And in general, it looks really medieval. This is the art supply store. I used to buy things when I was really young. I'm back. Unfortunately, they did not have these blocks. I would have bought one for myself. I got things that I'm going to use 100%. So I got these for reading books. This one is for me, tropical themed, because it inspires me at the moment a lot. And another one for my mom because she reads a lot and she will use it 100%. A simple pencil for me. And now the best part, what I was actually looking for. I was so lucky to get my hands on these. My mom gifted me this type of doll as a child, the exact one. I don't think it had this, it had something else here at the top, but it was the exact same. Hey guys, I am in such a bad mood and I thought maybe I should show you this too. Not always when I'm happy. I get my period in 2 or 3 days and I am so sensitive to light, and I don't know, I just want to cry, but I can't cry. I just need to calm myself down. I have these markers. So I'm going to draw a bit. So maybe let's do that for an hour. My whole room is also a mess. Maybe that's something I could do later. Clean stuff up. When I do this, I can also hear my own thoughts, and I also visualize something positive. Maybe I'll go to the movies this evening, but Toy Story 4 is out. This is my outfit for the cinema. I have this since 7 years or something. My dotted skirt and this green bag. You know, it's so ugly, but it's beautiful. I'll pair my outfit either with these dunks because the color fits really well to the sweater, but I think I'll go for shape, chunky with sneakers, because I wear a short skirt and that always looks better. You know, I'm a bit worried that there will be only children with their parents, but let's see. This movie was a 10 out of 10. Go watch it, please. I also realized this was my second time this year going to the movies. When I watch movies on my laptop, I pause very often and scroll on my phone because it does not hit me enough. My attention span is not there. But when I go to the movies, I spend money. It's something I do with intention. I'm not going to take my phone. For some reason, I am so invested, I'm so focused. You see, it's decentralizing the all-in-one device that gives me more focus. I don't want to spoil that much of the movie, but the movie was about children playing less and less with each other and spending more time on their devices and also connect through devices with each other. Beautiful, so great. I love it when filmmakers do something that matters. I don't care about Greek mythology and all that stuff that was 1,000 years ago. Do a movie about our current situation. Thank you. And what I also loved was there were 80 or 90% adults, and there were also people alone watching the movie, so you can go alone or with friends. Another reason why I wanted to make these steps is because I realized that our privacy is being less and less respected. We can see so many scandals happening with companies collecting our data and selling them. For example, if you track your period with an app, the app Flow had a scandal where they sold the data of their users. Why are you selling my hormonal cycle to other companies? Because in certain times I behave a certain way because of my cycle. And that is interesting to people who want to control and manipulate. And if I see these things, my trust as a user goes away. It also reminded me when I was maybe 16, I came home from school and I had received a letter. It was clearly addressed to me and one of my caretakers had opened it. I got so angry and yelled at that person. And from there on, this person did not do it again. I set a boundary. But how do I set a boundary with companies selling our data? Maybe using them less and go back to traditional ways, have a calendar where you track it. I know it's super convenient to use our smartphones, but it kind of feels dystopian. I don't like to talk about negative things, but maybe sometimes these negative things help us to set boundaries. I don't know if you're aware of it, but in the US, there are so many cameras on the streets, and these cameras are connected to software that analyzes human beings, everything they do. It tracks when you go outside, where you're going, when you come home. Why? Control and manipulation takes away the joy and freedom you have as a human on this earth. Maybe things are going too far in certain directions, maybe there is a way how we should live, and if things evolve in certain directions, it contributes to us feeling out of place. That we have to, for example, take certain medications so we fit in, even though we were never supposed to fit in. This is a really big topic, and I'm afraid I could not cover everything that could be said about it, but I hope if some of you also struggle with these things, I could give a few impulses and inspire. Please take your life in your own hands, enjoy it, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.